I am not at any startup event, nor do I have the habit of speaking in front of a camera. I usually remain silent. I believe the most powerful stories are not told by shouting. They are told through actions. Today, for the first time, I am telling my own story. Not for any headline, nor in hope of recognition. I just want to let you know. A person who grew up without any spotlight, yet one day created light within himself. This story is about that boy who had no big background but had a deep question. What can I create that will change millions of lives? I may not be a familiar face to you. My name may rarely appear in newspapers. But today, I am taking you on a journey where small decisions, small losses, and relentless belief combine to create a legacy. Shall we begin? I was born in 1966 in a remote, rural part of Anhui Province, China. The village was not known to anyone outside the county. There were no paved roads, no electricity, no promises of the future. And my story? It began there, in the silence of poverty. My parents were poor farmers. We didn't have toys or books or even regular meals. We had sky above, soil beneath, and one thing more: hunger. Not just for food, but for a life that would be more than survival. When I was just a child, fate struck early. I lost both of my parents. No long goodbyes, no preparations, just sudden silence. I became an orphan, raised by my elder brother, who worked as a teacher in a small town. He didn't have much either, but he gave me the greatest thing anyone can give: belief. He used to say, "Your pain will either destroy you or shape you. Choose," and I chose. School was never easy. Had to walk 4 miles. Study in dim candlelight. Often, I would go to class with an empty stomach. But my mind was never empty. I asked questions about how the world worked, how machines moved, and why some countries could build while others stayed behind. I chose to study chemistry because I believed the future would be built not just on steel but on elements, energy, and the invisible forces that power life. In 1987, I graduated from Central South University with a degree in metallurgy. Then came a master's in battery technology from the Beijing Non-Ferrous Research Institute. It was their deep inside labs, not classrooms, that I began to see where my path would lead. Batteries. Too many? They were simple components. To me, they were keys. The heartbeat of all things mobile. And in a world moving toward technology, the need for reliable, efficient energy was only beginning. I kept asking myself, what if I could build the future of energy? Not as a scientist locked in a lab, but as a builder, a doer, someone who could bring ideas to life. In 1995, I was 29. I had no business degree, no rich investors, only a vision. With 2.5 million yuan in savings and loans, I started my company in Shenzhen, a place where hopes ran faster than trains. Called it BYD, short for Build Your Dreams. But in the beginning, there was nothing dreamy about it. We had no automated machinery, no cutting-edge labs, just people, engineers, workers, hands, and minds. We made lithium-ion batteries, mostly for mobile phones. Our first clients laughed at us. Too slow, they said. Too low quality. But I told my team, we're not aiming to be the best today. We're aiming to be unstoppable tomorrow. So we focused. We improved. One battery at a time. One mistake at a time. Every rejection was fuel. Every delay, a lesson. While the world looked westward for innovation, I looked inward. I knew that China could build too, if we stopped copying and started believing. Within a few years, BYD became one of the largest battery manufacturers in the world. Not because we had better machines, but because we had better people. And because we didn't fear hard work. But I wasn't satisfied. The world was changing again. Phones were going wireless. Laptops were shrinking. But something else was coming. Something bigger. Cars. In 2003, BYD bought Qinchuan Auto, a struggling state-owned automaker. The industry laughed again. Battery guys making cars? They called us a joke. But I wasn't laughing. I was dreaming. I had seen it coming. The future of automobiles would not run on gasoline. It would run on electricity. Clean, quiet, sustainable energy. The same power we put in phones, we could put in vehicles. While the world raced to make faster engines, I focused on batteries, motors, and control systems. Because to lead the EV revolution, you don't need to chase speed, you need to build endurance. The road was bumpy, our early models were criticized. Some said we were not ready, but we kept going. Every failure made us better. In 2008, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway bought a 10% stake in BYD. The world finally turned its eyes toward us. But to me, it wasn't validation. It was responsibility. Proof that the world was watching and we had to deliver. When others were building electric cars for the elite, we built for the masses. Affordable, reliable, efficient, because the future should not be a luxury, should be a right. We didn't just make cars. We made buses, trucks, batteries, solar panels, a complete ecosystem of clean energy. From homes to highways, from cities to villages, we wanted the dream to touch every life. When the world laughed, we worked. When the world doubted, we delivered. When the world competed, we created. Today, BYD is more than a car company. It is a movement, a statement. That sustainability is not just a slogan, it's a mission. And innovation is not the job of the privileged few. It is the responsibility of all. Now, when I walk through a city and see a BYD electric bus silently gliding down the road, or a taxi driver charging his car in minutes, or a child breathing cleaner air, I pause, I smile, and I think, this is what we built. I have never craved the spotlight. I don't appear on magazine covers. I don't give fiery speeches. I let my work speak, because the goal was never fame. It was impact. You see, my story didn't begin in a boardroom. It began in the shadows of a village, in the tears of an orphan, in the hands of a teacher brother who refused to let me fall. It grew, not with noise, but with resolve. Can you guess who I am? I am Wang Chuanfu, founder of BYD. A quiet believer in the power of energy who didn't just dream of a cleaner world, but built it, stayed silent, worked, and proved. If you dare to build your dreams, one day they will move the world.